Hello everyone, my name is Alvaro. Thank you very much for watching my videos and welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'm going to talk about my experience on coming back and what the daily life is like in El Salvador after living abroad for 10 years. If you want to see some of my work and travels, just head to my Instagram. My handle is @mayorga.photography. The very first thing to do as a good Salvadorian is, after getting out of the airport, is to stop and eat pupusas at La Quilta. That's a must, especially when you have been living abroad for several years. Those pupusas will be the best thing ever. Alright, so this is it. Our first stop is in La Quilta. It's a famous spot for this special dish, which is the pupusas. And yeah, I've been longing for eating this for a long time. So here we go. We're missing some stuff from here. But anyway, there's no sauce and curtido either, but just this is
Here, she
this
comes
is it.
with it.
Now, I gotta say that a lot of things have changed during this time. There's a lot of new buildings, new roads, shopping malls, restaurants, and so on. For me, it was very exciting to see all the development the city is having. But the best part is that the city council started to revitalize downtown, also known as Centro Histórico. For me, it's a game changer because that's a beautiful place and has a lot of beautiful buildings and tons of history, but it was neglected for decades. I remember going downtown as a kid because that was a major business hub in the capital city, and that was the place where your parents used to take you to buy everything from clothing to toys. Nowadays, it had lots of nice cafes and interesting places to hang, and one of the best places to visit is Iglesia Rosario. Right now we are at the Iglesia El Rosario, which is basically opposite to the Plaza Libertad. It's a beautiful place to come and just check all the tinted windows and stuff. It's just amazing. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's so cool. And the thing is that most of the time we Salvadorians take for granted all these things, but this place is simply amazing. It's just overwhelming, the beauty of the architecture of this place. Something that really surprised me was the amount of cars we have now here. We arrived on Friday afternoon, so we got caught in the afternoon jam by the time we got to the city. And even Saturday afternoon, you can find traffic jams, especially outside of the shopping malls. Like most people in Latin America, Salvadorians don't care much about punctuality. It's not considered rude if you have a meeting and then arrive 20 minutes later. Transport is very cheap. Uber has some ridiculously cheap prices, and if you're a bit more adventurous, bus fares are between 20 and 35 cents. And if you want to go to the beach, that will cost you $1 each way. Salvadorians are really nice and friendly people. Unless they are behind the wheel, they become very aggressive and don't follow the rules. Although in saying that, they are not as bad as the drivers that we found in the south of France, where I literally saw my life passing in front of me a few times. But still, we Salvadorians are quite terrible at driving. Also, we don't care much about politeness nor road safely. It is common to see people riding the boat of a car or sitting on the edge of a pickup truck. And sometimes buses are so full that have people literally hanging out from windows and doors. Nowadays, the presidency is pushing a lot towards tourism, with surfing as a spearhead because our beaches are regarded as some of the best for surfing. First of all, because of the water temperature, which is around 30 Celsius degrees all year round, and because we have some of the nice beach breaks that are very consistent and not crowded like in some other countries. El Tunco is now the place to go. A few years ago, it was a few huts at the end of the dirt road where you used to go and have some seafood and a few cold ones. Now, has lots of nice restaurants, boutique hotels, and a nightlife that makes all the city dwellers drive and have a good time over there. We have visited some towns during this time, and I gotta say that they have a lot of charm, and I fell in love with some of them. My favorite is Suchitoto because it is clean and seems that the people makes an effort to actually keep it clean. The other one is a taco, but because of the city council have made a lot of improvements in town to make it more beautiful, but yet keeping the charm, so every weekend there's a flux of people visiting town.
To be honest, the one that disappointed me was Santa Ana because it looks like has been neglected big time, even though it's gorgeous and has some interesting houses and buildings, but the Central Park looks dirty and unfortunately it doesn't seem that they keep much maintenance there. Although in saying that, Santa Ana Cathedral is a must. Its Gothic architecture makes you feel that you are in one of those Europe cathedrals.
We finally made it to Santa Ana, although it's on a Sunday, theater is closed. I wanted to ask something to the tourism office, it's closed as well. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. But we had a lunch at Simmerdan, which is a restaurant that is just across the road from church. And that was good. They had like good pizza and stuff. And yeah, if you just want to come and have a good afternoon or good lunch with your friends and stuff, have a couple of beers and stuff, that's a good place for you to come and visit and just have a good time. Definitely Santa Ana is a beautiful place. They have a very interesting architecture all around the town. Let's say probably from the 50s or whatever. Looks very, hold on a second, some motorbike is just passing by. Alright, well, very loud. Yeah, have a lot of Art Deco sort of architecture, and it's very interesting the contrast of different sort of architectural designs in the houses. Although I don't know, it's the streets can be a bit of dirty and stuff. They could probably, mayorship can be like a bit more look after that part of the town, but nonetheless is I like it. Is a beautiful place to come and visit. It also have a lot of interesting designs in the sidewalks. They are not just the plain ones, but they have a lot of different patterns and things on the sidewalks. Okay, so for future reference, the theater, they open Tuesday to Saturday from 9 to 12 and from 1 to 5. Just keep that in mind if you want to go inside and check out the interior of the theater.
I was lucky enough to be here during the Independence Day and be part of the celebrations. Went to check out the parade and also the fireworks at night in downtown. The other thing that I'm glad to spend here was Christmas. There's nothing better than spend holidays with your relatives and also visit places like Antigua Cuscatlan that love them Christmas, and basically we Salvadorians just need excuses to make a party. One of the best things about the Pulgarcito is that you don't have to drive much to go from the beach to the city to the mountains. There's a say that goes, you can wake up at the beach, have lunch in the city, and have dinner in the mountains. The other thing is the people. We are lovely hosts, and often we get out of our way to help a tourist or someone who needs some help. I saw a video from a dude that needed a ride from the Tunco to the airport, but because his Spanish was not that good, he asked to be dropped at the port. So when they reached the Puerto de la Libertad, the driver told me, okay, this is it. And he was like, no, I'm going to Aeropuerto, which is around 30 km away or so. So the driver drove him all the way to the airport, just like that. Also, something very important is the food. As soon as we arrived, I gained so much weight because I was eating a lot of food from pupusas, yuca, mango twist, and a lot of seafood. Usually a plate of street food range from $75 to $2, and pupusas go for around 60 cents, depends on where you go, and you can actually eat from 2 to 4. How safe is El Salvador? Let me tell you that it's very safe. regardless of the bad rep we have from the press. Obviously, you need to be careful and not to visit some zones, as you do, let's say, I don't know, Brazil. And also be mindful of your belongings, as you could do in Madrid or Rome. Safety is something that holds a lot of people to skip visiting. When my Aussie friends knew that I was coming back, they were like, what the heck? Isn't very bad there over there? I can say now, look, it's not bad. Well, in fact, you love it when you visit, and basically you feel very safe. I love being here and spend a lot of time with my people, connecting with the culture and going to places I have never been before. Still, there's a lot to improve, especially for us to take care of the environment and not to leave rubbish on the beach or in the parks. Basically, to be more conscious and take care of our public spaces. I'll be uploading more videos on my adventures here in this lovely country. Thank you for watching my videos, and if you like this, please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye!
Igual